The trick is quite simple. As you can see here, all the table has three columns, column number 1, 2 and 3, and you have to bet only at any of the two columns. That might be the first column or third column, first column, second or third column. In this combination you can bet, and where to put your bets is important. I will tell you later. And what you need to do is to put $1, or I will not tell it the dollar, rather I will call it as unit. So put 1 unit at its first column, and suppose you have choose the third column, then put 1 unit here. And if you lose your first spin, then your total loss will be the 2 unit, both the unit. Then add 2 units, now it's become 3. This will become also 3 unit. Suppose you lose another spin, then your unit will become 2 further more, that is a 5 unit. Here also it become 5 units. And if you suppose win here with the 5 unit spin, oh sorry, now it's become 7 and 7. And if you win, then reduce 1 unit from both the position, and now it will become a 6 unit at all the position. In this way you can continue your game. And let me tell you the logic behind this addition of 2 unit after losses. So as you can see, the payback is 2 times of your bets. If you have bets $1 at column number 1 and you own the column number 1, then it's 2 times. That means you will get 2 extra unit from your bets. But when you are covering 2 columns, you only get 1 unit for 2 units of bets you have put it on the table. So as you are getting less than you are putting on the table, you are risking more than you are getting the profit. That's why you need to add more than 1 unit to recover your losses. So this is the trick, or how to get your progression. Add 2 unit after losses and reduce 1 unit from both the position after your win. So selection of the position, this is important, and I forgot this point on my previous video. So the selection of the position is quite important, especially for online roulette, where you have a statistic. Like, look at here, you have a stats like this, and here is the columns. Here you can see these are the columns, and this is the first column, this is the second column, and this is the third column. So the probability of the first column is 31%, its second is 32%, and third is 35%. So what you need to do is you have to choose the cold one, that is a 31, this is the cold one, and the hot one, this is the 35, the hot one. So here you can put your bets on first column and third column. And during your game, regularly check the numbers, the statistic, whether which is cold and which is the hot column. So this is important, and this really works well in online roulette, especially online roulette. So for next 15 minutes I will going to play my games in this strategy. I will not divert anywhere from this strategy and try to make profit from this trick. So let's watch how the trick actually works. So you can see my bankroll at my left top corner, that is $51, and I will put the minimum possible bets that allowed in the table, that is $0.1 or 10 cent. I will call the 10 cent or $0.1 as a unit, and after every losses I will add 2 unit, and after every win I will reduce 1 unit. So let's begin the game and see whether how much we can make in our next 15 minutes of game. So the hot column and cold column, the first one is the cold column and third one is the hot column, as we have checked. So I will started betting with the first and third column. For this trick you need to have a bigger bankroll and a smaller bet size. Whatever the smallest bets possible on the table, I will recommend to go for that. Though the profit is little bit less if you go with a smaller bankroll, then also it's wise to go with that small bankroll, so small bet size. So first and third, first is the cold one and third is the hot one, hot column from the table. So we have chosen both this position. and I will tell you where I have chosen the hot one and where I have chosen another cold one. The logic is quite simple. Cold column has a less number of chances to win or in the past. So here is there is a chance that the cold one will become hot and the hot one will become cold. So as a column can never be at the cold position, it has to increase. So I win here. So whenever you win at your 1 unit bets, just repeat the bets, same 10 cent or 1 unit as you can say, and continue the game. So what I'm telling is as the cold number will not remain in the cold position forever. It has to be uh, hot. So for becoming the hot, the column has to be heated repeatedly. So that is the logic for choosing the cold one. And what is the logic for choosing the hot one? Because hot one is hot because most number of spins has been uh, heated on that position. So I lose here. So what I need to do here is just rebets and add 2 units. As per my strategy, now it's become 3 unit at both the position. As I described you earlier, now it's become 3 unit. If I lose here, then I will again add 2 unit to both the position. Now that then that will become a 5 unit, 7 unit like that. And whenever I win, I'll just reduce 1 unit from both the position. So you may say that progression is very bad. You are increasing in a higher rate than you are decreasing after winning. And the answer is that you have covered 24 number out of 37 numbers. So it's a zero. I lose here. So what again I need to do is that whether that is 0 or 1 or whatever your losses, you need to increase your bets by 2 units. So what I'm saying is this progression, especially the progression, as you have covered 24 out of 37 numbers, so your chances of hitting your selected number from both the column you have put at your bets is quite high, almost 2 times than the chances of missing your non-covered number. So if you have played 100 top spins, then there is a possibility to hit your number. So I win here. So what I need to do is I need to decrease the bets. It was a 5 unit bets. Now it's a 4 unit bets at both position. Okay. So what I'm telling is you need to you will see that if you have played 100 of spins, then you will see that at least 60 to 70% of the time you will 70 times you will hit the number you have covered, because you have covering more numbers, and only the 30% or 35% of time you will miss the number you haven't covered. So and after adding 2 unit after losing will give you the advantage of a bigger win over your last losses. So again it's a zero. So what I need to do here is also just rebets, add 2 unit more, and continue the game. So I'm saying that adding 2 unit will give you the advantage of winning more than your previous losses, and that will help you in recover your losses. Suppose take an example here, at 60 unit I lose, then I will put 2 unit more, then it will become 8 unit or 80 cent at both the position, and total loss here is if I lose here, then total loss will be the 120 cent, and if I win my next spin, which will be 8 like this, I win here at my 60 spin, so now it will become 50 or 5 unit you can say. So I have lost just 60 plus 60 120 cent, but I win 60 sorry 80 plus 80 plus 80, the profit, that is 240 cent. I will lose 120 cent and again 240 cent in my next bet. So that is the gap between 120 and 240 will recover your losses quite quickly. So this is an easy method to recover your losses and to make a progression for your profit. So it was my 5 unit spin. So now it's time for 4 unit spin at both position. In this way you can recover your losses if you have lost somewhere, and you can recover your losses by adding 2 units, and regularly you can make a profit of 1 unit. That is, if I'm playing it 10 cents, so 10 cents of profit after every spin I own or miss, that doesn't matter. So for this trick, you need to have actually a bigger bankroll. So it was my 4 unit spin and I win here, as you can see. Now it's a 3 unit spin. And friends, one more thing, during your game, you need to regularly check the statistics, which is the coldest column and which is the hottest column. So now, as you can see here, let me draw you first. Now, this column number 2 has 31% of chances, column number 1 32, and it's 35. So column number 2 now became the coldest one, and column number 3 is still at the hottest position. So now I need to shift my bet from first and third column to second and third column. This is quite important. This is especially a trick for online roulette, you can say. So I win here also. So uh, 1 minute, it's my 30 unit spin, so now it's a 20 unit, and I have, you can see, I have shift my spin bets from first and third column to second and third column, because the combination of wind hot and cold has been changed. Cold, number 1 column became cold. It's not remain coldest one now, so I have shifted to the coldest one. So it's a $20 spin, or sorry, 20-cent spin, or you can say 2 unit spin, and I lose. So as per my strategy, whenever I lose, I just rebet at 2 unit to both the position. Now it's become 4 unit. This is a quite simple and efficient trick to make profit from roulette table. You don't need to have so many calculation, or don't need to predict the number, which is the last number, or what are the previous numbers and what number will come right now. You don't need to do that. You can only simply follow this strategy up to covering 2 column with unit bets, a smaller unit bets, and increase 2 units at both the position after every losses, and reducing 1 unit from both the position after every win. So it's a win. So it was my $40 spin, or sorry, 40-cent spin. So now it's a 30 or 3 unit, you can say. It's better to call it a unit rather than a cent or dollar, because unit size is different for different people. If you have a bigger bankroll of $1,000 or $10,000, you can go with $10 unit. If you, as I have a small bankroll, I am putting only 10-cent spin or 10-cent bets. So it's better to call it a unit. So I hope you understand what is the logic behind putting the bats in such a way, in first the hottest one and the second the coldest column. So it was a 3 unit spin and I win the 3 unit spin. Now it's a 2 unit at both the position. And also you may have understand that increasing 2 units after every spin has actually to recover your losses, not to make profit. Your profit will come from that simply 10 or 1 unit that you own from a simple single unit bets at both position. It's a slow winning process, but definitely it's not so risky. You can survive for a longer period of time. So I win my 2 unit spin also. So here it's time for 1 unit spin. This trick is quite simple to apply it in your roulette table. And watching the statistics, as I shown you, is quite important in online roulette, where a statistic already available. So friends, I have completed all my cycle. I have started from 1 unit bets and grown up to 9 unit bets, and reduced the bets one after another by reducing one unit, and finally I won my 1 unit bets. So I have completed a whole cycle of bets, and I haven't taken much risk. During this game, I have lose so many spins, you and own also few spins. So it's not important for this trick how many spin you own or how many spin you lose, but at the end of the game you will get the profit. So you can see at my top left corner now the bankroll is the $52.41. So within this 10 to 15 minutes of play we have make a profit of 14 unit. Suppose I'm playing with a 10-cent spin, so 14 unit means $1.4 for me. But you if you play for a $10 unit, then that 10 minutes will make you the profit of $140. It's depend upon your bankroll. It's depend upon the minimum bet size allowed on your table. So friends,